Yo, 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 we live on location. Me and the blackest one, we back at it with a live tap in, man. Man, yo, Black, the Paris Olympics have just ended. And listen, we had an American themed weekend out there on that basketball court, baby. Women's and men's take home the gold. They bring home the gold like we knew they was gonna go do, Black.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me, let's start off with the women, man. Ladies first. Let's start off with the ladies. They done did this thing 8 times in a row. Like, let's talk about how the ladies put it down and represented, Black. What you seeing out there?
Man, 61 in a row wins, 8 gold medals. What's that, like 24 years in 24 years in running?
32.
That was an amazing game. It was a good game. It had you on your seat the whole game. Shout out to France. Gabby Williams,
Balling.
They was being extra physical with the USA team. They had to earn everything they got. Another shout out, Copper. Can't get gold without that Copper. You know what I'm saying? And Copper came in. It was like it was her type of game. That's the way she plays. She's super physical. The energy. She aggressive. She didn't. She had I think a DNP or two throughout the thing, but to see her get the opportunity and step up in a major way, 10 points in the fourth quarter of that game was just dope to see. She played in Chicago, won a championship for the Sky for
and you know that's right. And you know that's right. You know what I'm saying? Help my Sky get a title.
Yeah, really been paying attention to her then. It's just good to see her step up when they asked her to step up and help them win the gold. I felt it was her type of game, but the game overall, A'ja Wilson, MVP, what she done every single game. I think she had like 21, 24 points, 13 rebounds. She came through at the end with some big buckets. I just love the game, man. They said it was 12,000 in the arena.
It was cracking.
You can feel the energy all the way here, sitting at home on my couch. And it was a good game to watch, man. And I see the women's game getting better and better overall as an international game. Still gonna feel like it's gonna take a couple of more years, but it's amazing to see what the women now and before have created and what they accomplished over the years.
Yeah, man, I agree, man. Super shout out to France, man. That was a hell of a game, down to the wire. Gabby hitting that shot. It was kind of like if she was a step back, we might have had some extra free basketball overtime. But shout out France, man. They showed up and performed in their home. It's gave their fans something to get rocking for. But overall, man, I love the way the men's Olympians were showing up to the games to support. You saw Bam and LeBron and several KD, several other guys just showing up and supporting the women's team. So that to me was dope. But man, I definitely felt like that the women, man, they exerted their dominance, and this is an unbelievable streak they've been on, man. I feel like A'ja, she's on another planet right now. Like, she's gonna be the runaway MVP in the WNBA season. But I feel like she's positioning herself, and by the time she's done, she's gonna be in that GOAT conversation. I feel like whether she is the GOAT or not, that remains to be seen. But she's definitely gonna be one of the GOATs in the WNBA, and one of them people that's gonna be up there on that Mount Rushmore by the time she get through. But Stewie was big time, man. Like you said, Copper coming in, keeping herself ready, even though she hadn't got all of the minutes and things like that. Kelsey Plum was big down the stretch, man. I just loved it, man. They went, they did what they were supposed to do. They completed the job. And, women's USA team is on top yet again, man. That was the cherry on top for us. Let's get over to the men's side, Black, because it's been a whole lot of riffraff and all this talk about the world catching up. Listen, man, we not stupid. We not blind. Obviously, since the days of MJ and the Dream Team and Magic and all of them guys, it's been an explosion around the world, and they impacted the world in a way where you got all of these different dudes coming from all over the world balling. You got Giannis MVP, Joker MVP, you know what I'm saying? Luca, SGA. You got dudes coming from everywhere that's got game. Has it been an explosion? Has people start coming from other places? Yes, absolutely. People is more players coming from around the country. But when you talk about countries in general and the collection of talent that's gonna go on one team, yeah, the rest of the world has absolutely closed the gap and did some getting better. But like, bro, we USA. Ain't nobody messing with that. Like when we send, like they said, they sent the Avengers out there, and them boys went out there with one thing on their mind, and they got busy. They handled business, and they brought home the gold. So for me, I'm just glad they did that in the fashion they did it to hush everybody down. What you see out there from the guys, Black?
They played good. They played together. Looked like they was rooting for each other, and they wanted everybody to succeed.
Yeah,
Man, shout out to France. Shout out to Serbia too.
France and
I
Serbia.
want to give Serbia they props. Serbia, that third game, they just didn't lay down and just was like, oh, they beat us twice.
Now they came
Let's
ready.
just gonna lay down. They came ready to play, and they gave a nice fight. Shout out to France, Big Wemby and the whole crew. Man, they played hard. They was in the game. They gave they self a chance to win the game. They played aggressive. Shout out to them. But the United States, man, pulled it through. Every time we send some of our best over there, man, we come back with gold and we come back in the right way. Phenomenal shooting display from Steph Curry.
Whew.
That just lit it up for the world. Like the women's game, it was an exciting game from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a tough game. You know, guys came through, everybody played their role. But shout out to the men's, man, for bringing that gold back home, you know?
I feel like I don't know if we're gonna see, Bron, Steph, and KD in the Olympics jerseys again, if they're gonna be able to, pull up in 28 or not. They say it looked doubtful, but I mean, for us to get a chance to see that, that was something, that the world needed to see. Bron and Steph getting to be out there together. Everybody's seeing Steph and KD, obviously, but I think getting a chance to see those two guys, at the peak of their powers and before they get up out of here, that was something special, especially on the world stage like that at the Olympics and everybody there to see. And I think it was like for Steph, man, that was I think it was a culmination, bro. Like for him to be at the NBA World Championships and to put them people to sleep and say night night. Now he bring it on the world national stage to the Olympics, and in the biggest moment, he hit one of the craziest shots he's ever hit. You know what I'm saying? As far as clutch and big in the moment, and he put them boys to sleep. And then in true chef fashion, he had the shirt to go with it, the Nuit with the Paris, and I ain't know that before that, but Nuit mean night night. He put the whole city of Paris to sleep with that black. Like, come on, man, the little light skinned killer out there went crazy with that one. And
Yeah,
then
I think we can bring them guys back, man. You know, they just gonna be in a more
Diana Taurasi role.
Diana Taurasi role. You took the words right out of my mouth. A Diana Taurasi role. You know, it'll be good to just see them there, man. You know, the best in shape athlete ever, LeBron James. One thing we
Right.
know, he will be in shape. You know what I'm saying? To be there. I think with the shooting of Kevin Durant and the shooting of Steph Curry, man, I wouldn't mind seeing them in 28. I wouldn't mind starting that roster off with them three on the roster and just filling the blanks in from there.
I don't know. We're gonna have to see about that. But like that speaking on that right there moves me to another point. We both got a lot of love for our young boy Jayson Tatum. And these Olympics didn't go the way that, I'm sure he thought they would go. I know they didn't go the way we thought they would go for him. Like, tell me some of your thoughts about the Jayson Tatum lack of playing time, the DNPs and things of that nature. Give me your thoughts on that, Black.
First of all, I don't think nobody said this, but I really want to apologize to him. Man, I'm sorry he had to go through this. I never seen an athlete accomplish what he's accomplished and have done what he's done in this league to get the opportunity to go to Olympics and sit down like that. Like I was embarrassed for him. I know he felt embarrassed. He's at the point of his life and his career that no matter what game is getting played, it's no way that he shouldn't play a minute in no type of game. He's not an older player. He's a younger player. He's accomplished so much in his game. He just won a championship. I just never thought that would happen to him at this point right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to show him respect too for the way he handled it. He was very professional. He did what he had to do. I know his family was a little upset.
Rightfully so.
Hopefully this is motivation. Like I'm really looking forward of him coming back this season with a vengeance to show not only Steve Kerr but to show the world like, yeah, that should never happen to me again. Ever. So I love the way that he carried himself because he's a true professional. He's not that type of guy that rah rah. Nah, if it was D Miles on that stage, I don't know, I would have lost it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I would have said something.
I'm gonna say this, like I got a lot of love for Steve Kerr. You know, Chicago Bull, everything he did with the Bulls and stuff like that. Never had nothing against him, but I don't understand this one. This is a head scratcher for me. Like you said, everything that JT has accomplished when you first team All NBA, and it's not just this season. He's first team All NBA 3 years in a row. This is the third year running. When you in the NBA, that means that you have reached a spot in the position that I'm a top 5 player on the planet 3 years running. 3 years running, bro. So for me, this is where the head scratching comes in. When you talk about, I don't give a damn who's on the team. He's been first team All NBA 3 years running. That means, for all intents and purposes, this season coming into this team, no one else is first team All NBA. Not LeBron James, not Steph Curry, not KD. So if I like you said, a different person might have had a lot to say, Black. Like, hold up. Nobody is before me on this team. Like, you can be respectful and say, okay, I'll be respectful. KD, LeBron, Steph. But after that, who? Nobody is in front of me. And if he wanted to really be an asshole, he could say they not even in front of me because I've done what they haven't these last this year currently. In the 2 years prior, I've been first team All NBA, and nobody else on this roster is that. So for him, I definitely commend him for going about it the right way, being a good kid and not saying nothing. And this is the national stage. This is USA. You don't want to, you know what I'm saying, do anything to mess up something for your country. So he handled it absolutely the right way. Didn't say nothing, head down, cheering on his teammates and being part of the group. Cool. But like, bro, come on. You just said it. It's no way if they came, like the Monstars came from outer space and said, send your best 5. Jayson Tatum is one of them for the last 3 years. For him to not play is out of this world crazy. It's no game that he can't play in. He plays 4 positions. He can guard both sides of the ball. He can guard 1 through 4. He can bring the ball up the court, especially the way they was playing in this international game where it was barely any sets being run. Tatum could have did that any possession. Rebound, bring it up. So for me, it was nothing he could have said, no excuse, no reason, no rhyme or reason he could have came out. I literally still don't know why he gave him DNPs. Whether it was something against him that we don't know about or we're not privy to, I have no clue. But there's no way that Jayson Tatum should have received the DNP in any type of game unless he's hurt. If he not
Yeah.
hurt, he playing. Like that's we played in this league. Like you know how it go. You earn your keep. He's earned that right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And for that to happen, that's crazy. On any
Yeah.
team, on any team, that's I can't let that go. There's no team in the world that Jayson Tatum can't get minutes on and
Yeah.
shouldn't start on.
Yeah, I think I was furious, and I got Jeff Wexler was more furious
I'm just
for
thankful
him.
that Jeff was stateside and not over in Paris.
Yeah,
I'm just thankful for
yeah. I just
that.
I never thought in a million years I would have lost the house if you would have told me that he would have played 2 games healthy as can be. Like I seriously thought he was gonna start.
This is the
I
part
thought
that's
I,
this.
I thought him, KD, LeBron,
Why
Steph,
wouldn't he?
and then B was gonna be the starters. Like if that was been my starters, if if that was it.
Bro, all of
Like I
us
would
in
at
the
least started them the game, and then if I had to adjust to a team, I would have just adjusted on the fly within the game. But
think
like
about
I
what I'm
just
about to
didn't
say,
think
Black.
that.
Think about what I'm about to say, Black. When you win a championship, right? That following summer is your victory lap.
Yeah,
That's your opportunity to walk around with your chest stuck out and get it all that whole summer, get it out your system. So when you get back to training camp, that's over with. We got to get back locked in. But like right now, I guess you could say USA basketball has taken, and I mean outside because you Drew Holiday and Derek White, they cool. You know what I'm saying? But like if you want to take the top two, Jaylen Brown not being a part of the team, not being a reserve, that whole dilemma, and then what happened to JT when he got there, you've taken a victory lap and thrown it out the window and said, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, forget y'all going around being celebrated. I'm about to give y'all something to be pissed off about. So, like you
yeah,
said, I don't even look at it as like, hey, this is fuel. Like, this is nah, I'm pissed. I don't
yeah.
gotta prove nothing to Steve Kerr or nobody. I've proven it for 3 years. What you've done now is pissed me off. So now I'm gonna come now like I said, I'm not JT. He's a different individual than either of us. And God blessed him with way more game. And I think we know why, because we wouldn't act it right with that type of game.
Not
So,
at all.
like, for that to happen to him, I want to see him go put 50 on these people, 60 on these people. So, like, whatever it is, I want it to be emphatic and everybody know. And I don't expect him to go out there talking crap and be that's not who he is. But I just expect him to let his game speak for itself, and he go out there and bust they asses every time we see any and like that's like I'm that like
I'm
I'll be
just I'm just really concerned with the USA basketball as a whole because when you start doing other NBA players like that,
people
stuff like
noticing.
that, man, it rubs off where a lot of guys might look at it like crazy. Like you heard a story about Paul George feeling that he was on the team, and then all of a sudden he's seeing people with jerseys. The conversation about Jaylen Brown, the conversation about Jayson Tatum, that creates like you didn't really hear that with the women's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people wanted Caitlyn and they wanted
Enrique.
Angel on the team, but it was really shut down because that they have a whole program and a process. Like them women has been going to these camps for years and years and years and put in the work to be a part of this team. They basically knew what the team was before
Yeah.
the season even started, who was going to be on the team and who wasn't. I just don't want them to create that narrative where we go back to where you don't get the pick of the litter. You only can take who's available.
Well, I mean, that was the one good thing that came out of it. Like even like how you said how Jason handled everything.
Yeah,
It was all of the stuff like this won't affect the 2028 Los Angeles Olympic Games for him, and it won't play a. I mean, just he handled it in a very mature way. So from that stance, I'm extremely proud of JT for how he handled it. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't think that the things went down the right way, and that's just it. Just is what it
yeah,
is, and
but
we,
you, but
you
you,
know,
like at the end of the day, we never know until 28 come what's really gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Like we just never know.
nah,
We
you're right. I mean,
you never know.
it definitely could have rubbed other players the wrong way, or you never know. And you like you say until it comes out, we get to 28 and people accept or don't accept, and they say their reasons. We won't know whether this played anything into it. But I mean, I still
Yeah,
say we gonna get gold again in 28, regardless of what we send our best. We the best. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
That's if everybody play.
Hey, and we was out there. We made a little quick appearance down there in Paris. We shout out to the Jordan brand, you know what I'm saying, and the one, you know what I'm saying. Buddy from Paris took it home, man. I thought my Shot Town young homie was gonna get it, man. Oh, I thought my young Shot Town buddy. He threw out his shoulder. He did the Mel Gibson twice, Black. He couldn't.
Mm.
He had it if it wasn't for that. I swear, he had it landslide. But that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna put a bow on the whole Olympics. It was great. It was must see TV. You know, I enjoyed the gymnastics and the track too. You know, I was into that. But like, let's talk about some of this NBA offseason, Black. We got Paul George leaving our beloved Clips, and he headed to Philly to join Embiid and Maxey. Wow, I am hurt that he left the Clips. I can't be mad at him for what he's going to do. He got a shot to go, make a huge impact, and now Philly is right up there in the top of the East and the top of the league, and trying to jockey for position with the likes of Boston and Milwaukee and the New Yorks of the world. So what you think of that move, Black PG to the 76? And don't think he ain't get that Brinks truck. He got the whole bank. They put
Yeah.
they put a little small bank in his house.
It hurt my feelings, man. You know, PG, a LA native. I just think it was just perfect. We about to open a new stadium. Uh, it hurt my feelings that we just couldn't find. We can meet in the middle and keep him as a Clipper. But I love PG, man. He a cool
Real one.
man. He a real one. He a cool dude, man. And I'm happy for him, man. He's lucky to get in a situation where he's playing with a former MVP. He's playing with a future superstar in Maxey, and they done added a few more weapons
Boy.
to it, like Reggie Jackson and a few more guys.
Eric Gordon, Andre Drummond, and got Caleb Martin for the
Got
low.
Caleb Martin. That's who I was thinking about. Got Caleb Martin. Stole Caleb Martin from the Heat.
Shame on his agent.
They're looking to compete for a championship, and they're looking to compete right now. So I'm happy for Paul, man. Him and his family. They got to run back to that cold weather. But he used to it by staying in
He can get
Indiana.
heated floors, man. You seen that that contract they gave him? He get heated floors. He ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, so but man, good luck to Paul George. I think they're gonna have a competing type season. Hope they beat everybody except for the Clippers. So
Hey, listen, man. I'm happy for PG, man. Like you said, cool dude. He got a chance. He's still in the game, competing for a title, competing for a chance at a title with a great team. If those boys can, stay healthy, they're gonna be tough outies. They're gonna be a tough out. But then you got Mikal Bridges, bruh. Brooklyn Bridges went from he came across the bridge. He came to Madison Square Garden. Now you got the Nova Knicks, man. We talked about it a little bit, but
you called it out, man.
Leon Rose. Hey, listen, I said it was some tea leaves. It was some little writings on the wall, but Leon Rose got it done, bro. Like, how do you feel about the Knicks now? Looking at what they've done, they got 4 Villanova boys that then competed and been in them rabbit holes together. They just named Jalen Brunson, who the captain. That's a big deal in New York. I don't know if everybody know to get named the captain of the Knicks. It's a pretty significant thing, and he's been named. I think they didn't even have one for a minute. They just named him. So I mean, everything he's done and stood for and meant to the team. He get crowned captain. What you think about the Knicks coming up, man? They got Brooklyn Bridges, they got Jalen Brunson at the captain, and now you got Randall coming back supposedly healthy. So what you looking at for the Knicks this year, bro?
Man, I think the Knicks gonna be good. I'm excited for the sometimes Knicks give me them cowboy vibes. They win a game and they act like they won a championship. Sometimes they give me them vibes, but I'm happy for the
Shout out
Knicks,
Spike
man.
Lee, man. Spike was out in Paris with the brand, man. That's the biggest Knicks fan you're gonna find. He always talking about orange and blue skies.
Yeah, I'm happy for the Knicks. Like New York, Boston, LA, them like 3 of them historic franchises that you always love to see them in the mix of everything. You might not want them to win it all, but you always love to see them in the mix. And I'm liking to see the Knicks back where they're a consistent playoff team. They consistently a winning team. And them Villanova boys, man, they did a lot in this league to where, man, they did come back together, man. I know that's a dope little scenery. They done won a championship in the NCAA. To see them play back together is exciting. I don't know if they have enough to win it, but they definitely gonna be competing.
Word up! I listen. I'm excited. Like I'm not gonna lie. I played in New York for 4 years, and to see we weren't winning when I was there. To see how it was when I went back in 13, and then to see how it's been when they get these winning teams together, man. Like
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, the city, the energy in the city, the whole everything just be on another level when the Knicks are good, bro. And be old enough and be an adult and be able to see it and experience it and feel it and see all of that with your own eyes. It's like, okay, now I get it. Now I understand it. Like when you just walk through the city, it's a different type of energy. It's a different type of turned up. So like that right there makes me excited for the season because it's like it's true what they say. When the Knicks are good, it's better for the NBA. It's better for basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like because that market is so huge and so big, and like they get turned up in a way not many other fan bases do. I gotta be real about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We crack the jokes and talk about, yeah, y'all ain't won and forever. But like, listen, them New York fans they go all out. I'm not lying. They
Yeah.
go out, and when they in it, it's not a lot of fan bases that you feel the way you feel them when they turned up.
Yeah.
All right, moving on along. OKC, bro, they made some little moves. They made some under the radar, probably some of the like best fitting, I feel like best fit
Best
moves that you
fitting.
could get. They needed a big. They needed a big to be able to help Chet and give him some spells, push him to the floor, not have him banging and fighting with the big brutes at the five. They get Isaiah Hartenstein from the Knicks, bro. He is
Yeah.
the perfect person. Like when I say fit, he was the perfect
Yeah.
fit for their team. They needed that big bruiser that's just gonna go in there and be a monster on the glass, play defense, selfless type dude. Don't like give me the ball, cool. I don't get the ball, I go get it off the glass and get an offensive rebound or something. And don't really care if I get a lot of points, but like he's an ultimate team guy. Then you get
Yeah.
Alex Caruso. You swap him out for Giddy almost straight up. So it's like, bro, that adding him, the type of defender he is, to that already great perimeter defense they got with SGA, J Dub, Jalen, with all of these different guys that Lou Dort, they really lock in. Like
Mm-hmm.
they finished number one, and they came into the offseason and made two major improvements. So I'm extremely excited for this team, for this group. I mean, everybody know we probably the biggest SGA fans out here, but like what they just added in Caruso and Hardenstein, man, it's they gonna be ready for war when it comes time. If they can stay healthy and keep everybody right, they gonna be ready for war. What you see in that trade, Black?
First off, shout out to SGA, man. He had a crazy Olympics, man. He was putting in work in the Olympics and doing his thing
Got his own shoe coming too.
for Canada. Shout out to him. But man, OKC, they still got picks. Like they got trade bait. They can
all the picks.
they can do whatever really they want to do. They can let these young squads just play it out and just see what they do and keep all their picks. And it's a lot with them, man. I love what they did. Alex Forgetty was, man, that's crazy. And then getting the big man with Chet, that's even more crazier to add on to their team.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gordon Hayward. He just announced he retired. He was there last year, but they're a young, exciting team, man. I'm expecting them to capitalize on what they did last year. They felt it. They felt it by being the number one seed. They felt it by losing in the second round. So I feel like they want to take another step forward, man. That you really seeing the era change right now with a team like this. And man, I'm excited to watch them play. Man, shout out to Sam Prestly for doing this thing.
Sam Presti getting it in, definitely. I don't know. You see them fighting to get to the NBA Finals this year? You think they got a shot, Black?
Man, that number one seed kind of puts you in a great position to make a run to go to the finals. They got beat by the team that went to the finals, and that's always a plus. Like we ain't losing nobody else. We lost to the team that went to the finals. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's always a plus in anybody's heart. And then with a player like SGA, a MVP candidate, and like he went from that season straight to the Olympics doing the same thing that he was doing in the
Oh,
season.
yeah.
So it don't look like it's gonna stop
Nah,
no
he
time
ain't playing
soon.
around. He ain't
Like
playing
he done
around.
found his groove and he done found his recipe, and that recipe is bad for a lot of people.
Yeah, he yeah, for real. So we talked about JT, not really getting the playing time and the Olympics not working out how he wanted. But right before them Olympics, though, Blake, ooh, he ain't got no apologizing to do for this. That boy got the
No, not at
biggest
all.
contract in the history of the game ever. The
Yeah.
biggest bag, $315 million.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, bro, I didn't even think it was gonna ever get to that, but to see, the young homie go over there and get the biggest bag ever. What is that like? What was we thinking when we saw that, Black? He getting the biggest contract in the history ever.
Man, I just think it's amazing, man. As a kid from the hometown, I think it motivates a lot of kids back home to see somebody that came from where we came from to being the highest paid player in the NBA. And I'm just proud of to be a part of him seeing some of the basketball, like his god daddy Larry Hughes, and him being in that family and in that area, his pops, his mom and her family, just everybody that he then grew up and come to a point where he's the highest paid player in the NBA, off of an NBA championship, off of a gold medal, is just, man, amazing to see. Like, the accomplishment, because you don't really see too many people from where we from, what I'm saying, accomplish something at the height of that.
Yeah, and it make you put things in perspective. Like you say, he didn't get to play and had a DNP, two DNPs in the Olympics, but like the boy more blessed than you can believe. Just had a new baby son right before the Olympics, won an NBA championship, and about to, now you coming home to the biggest contract ever, and now you getting ready to go start a season and try and go do it all over again. So I mean, while things didn't go the way he, necessarily probably wanted them in the Olympics, but he still got a gold medal out of that. So even in that not going the right way, he won and is winning. And so JT,
Yeah,
go ahead and have a good rest of your summer, man. We know you about to come into the season and go crazy. So I'm calling it now. I'm calling JT for MVP. After
straight
this
up.
little foolishness, I feel like you said, it ain't no fuel, it ain't no motivation, because he already doing what he's supposed to do. All you done did is piss me off. All you did
Hmm.
is piss me off, and I'm a good kid, but I can still get mad. I just handle it a little different, but I'm gonna show y'all ass up on this court. That's what I want. I can't wait to see from him.
And bringing their top six players back with Horford coming
Yeah.
off the bench, man. They gonna really try to defend that championship, man. It's gonna be an interesting season. So yeah, I'm looking
What
forward to seeing the Celtics this year.
What you think about the Spurs bringing our boy, our point guard boy CP3 into town to help Wimby out? Man, I feel like this is something that's going to be a great situation for CP, because to me, it kind of takes all of that pressure about him winning the ring, and that's not really on they forecast right now. So like, he don't really gotta have that looming over him, and he could just, I feel like when he was in OKC that year, everybody thought he was gonna force a trade, but he balled out. He bought in, and he was just like, the one thing you and I both know about CP is that he's a hooper. He's a hooper's hooper, a gym rat. He loved to play at the end of the day. And I think this will get him back into that vibe where he just like, I'm just hooping, bro. I just want to hoop. It's not necessarily about winning the chip or winning this. It's about showing these young guys how to be the true pros and handle themselves. But like, more importantly, like, CP really like the hoop. He gonna be out there balling, I feel like, and I think it's gonna do wonders for Wemby to be able to play with a point guard like that.
Man, I love this move by CP3. Uh, he's one of my favorites just as a basketball mind. Uh, he could have did a lot of things, and just to see him choose the Spurs to give back to the game, give back to somebody that he's gonna be special. Man, Wemby winning Rookie of the Year, going to Olympics, going all the way to the gold medal round, winning silver, and then getting to play a season with one of the ultimate point guards next year and get the knowledge, man. It's like, man, you building Wemby up to be something amazing. But I like CP, man, he never fails to amaze me. The moves and everything that he do. Like you say, he's a basketball god. point guard. And I
Mm-hmm.
just love this move from him. You know what I'm saying? That's a strong move for him to give back to the game while still loving playing the game. He get the opportunity to play and he get the opportunity to help some of these young guys out to get better. And who's better for Wemby than Chris Paul? Like guys like Chris Paul, Westbrook, man, them be the guys that, man, they never let me down. They always show me another side of the game to take ego out of everything, to take you putting you first out of everything for the ultimate goal, and that's to win. So shout out to guards like Westbrook and CP3, because them the type of guys that I would want my sons to be.
Yeah, shout out to B Wright, man, out there in the San Antonio Spurs front office getting things done. And you brought up Westbrook, man. He leaves our Clips, and now he is going to Denver. I'm personally excited for him to get a chance at a chip. You know what I'm saying? Denver's a team that's competing for a title. And the other thing I'm excited for Westbrook about is that I don't know how true it is, but I heard that Joker wanted this. This was a Joker sanctioned situation where he was requesting, like, man, they don't want Russ. Like, man, I want to play with him. Like, for me, I feel like that's the space Russ belongs in, where people should be wanting to play with him, and he should be wanted, and like not having to, find a team or a team trying to do something, or it's just great. To me, he's too great to be handled any way but the right way. And I'm just glad that, somebody like the Joker saw what they saw in him and was like, yo, I want him on my team. Like, bring him here. If they don't want him or something ain't right, like, get him here. And I'm glad he's there somewhere where he's wanted. And you already know how he gonna go when he get out there. He only go one way. So that's like always been one of my favorite players to watch, just because how hard he plays and how he goes at the game.
Yeah. Like I said, same thing with him and CP3. Like Westbrook, man, I respect everything about him, how he carry himself, how he is with his family, how he is with his teammates, how he ride for any team that he plays on. And like I say, if my sons, like the example that I want you to look at are guys like them too.
Yeah.
Resilient guys that ride for their team and play hard and give it all and put it all on the line every time.
Yes, sir. Hey, so the Olympics just wrapped up. But right now we about to get back into that WNBA, Black. Well, we got the standings going on. We got the Liberty 1, Sun 2, Lynx 3, Storm 4, Aces 5. Surprisingly, Aces 5. Mercury 6, Fever 7, Chicago Sky 8. We got number 9. We got Dream. So we got Haley over there with the Dream at number 9. What you see, man? We got the Fever in the Sky making late season pushes. You already know Caitlin and Angel gonna be neck and neck for them for the Rookie of the Year.
I love that the Fever and Sky are on the outside looking in, but they pushing and anything can happen where they can get
They
in that
fighting.
6th spot. I love the Mercury and where they at. I love how Copper then went over there, and I feel like Copper probably extended some minutes for Diana Taurasi. Now they're not looking for her to be the 2. You know what I'm saying? Be the 2. Not Copper and came over there and kind of led the team in scoring and do all the work. Got Brittany. They got a decent squad over there. It's scary to see the Aces at 5 and 6 because you get the playoff start. You play the 1 or 2 seed. It's like that's the championship right off the rip.
Can they win the 3rd straight though?
Yeah, I think it's gonna probably be harder this year because I feel like Gray is hurt. Like I was watching her in the Olympics, to me she still don't seem like she's all the way back. Right. I hope she's healthy because that's a big piece, and that's a big piece for the Ace to do what they need to do. But it's just scary to see the Aces at 5th.
Because you know what they are. Once they get into the playoffs, they gonna perform like a 1 seed, regardless of what seed
exactly.
they are.
Shout out to the Storm. Losing Breanna Stewart, to see them now being
Skylar
in it.
And
They brought our girl Skylar over there.
And Jewel out there hooping.
You know what I'm saying? Neka,
yes.
over there doing her thing, leaving a spark. It's good to see them back in the rim or doing their thing. Shout out to Fee with Minnesota. I don't think a lot of people had Minnesota being in the mix. For them to be the 3rd seed is super big. Thomas and them at 2,
They
one
gonna
of my
always
favorite
be in the
couples,
mix.
Thomas and Bonner, doing they couple thing on there. To see them at 2, I feel like they going back from where they left off last year, being the contender. And the Liberty. I think last year them losing the championship, they wanted to make a statement this year. That's why they the
They
number 1 seed.
hooping.
They only lost 4 games all year, so they've been playing very hard and playing together. They don't look like last year. It looked like they didn't have an identity of really where they wanted to go and how they wanted to do it. This year, it looks like they know exactly where they want to go and how they want to do it. They're getting Jones the ball. They're getting Breanna
Jones
Stewart
been
off.
effective, boy.
They playing as a team, playing together, so it's good to see them. But I'm excited, for the WNBA playoffs to start to come down the stretch to see if the Fever or the Sky can even push to get in the playoffs. That'll
The
be
Sky gonna be
exciting to
there. Don't
see.
worry about it. Teaspoon getting us right. Sky gonna be in there. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see. So yeah,
Let
I'm
me
excited.
ask you this though. Let me ask you this though.
Uh-huh.
Do you agree with me that it's already over and done with? They should just go ahead and ship the MVP to Asia. That's a done foregone conclusion. It should be unanimous, right? Even though it's a whole half to go, but like she done did that much to me to where it's really over with.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's interesting to me because Breanna Stewart then led her team to the number 1 seed. They only lost 4 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
Individually, Asia has been dominant forward, but you got to take in consideration what Breanna Stewart doing with the Liberty by them only losing 4 games. Last
Mm-hmm.
year it was kind of funny because Breanna Stewart then was the number 2 seed, Asia then was the number 1 seed. They only lost like 3 or 4 games too. I felt Asia probably should have won it last year, but they gave it to Breanna. So it's interesting what's the voting of it and how they voted and what they look at, what means more than others.
I don't know what they doing
It's
on they
interesting, but
voting.
if I had to give it to anybody, I would give it to Asia Wilson, like hands down right now.
Hands down. Random stat of the week, Black. This is a good one. Drew Holiday, right? Drew Holiday, 2021, 2024 became just the second player to win an Olympic gold medal and NBA title in the same summer, twice. The only other player to do that, Scottie Pippen with
Yes,
the
sir.
Chicago Bulls. He did it in 92 and 96. Like
Mhm.
that's your random stat of the week. You got a shout out? Who you shout out? Who you shout out for?
My shout out is Jayson Tatum, man.
Okay.
Um, man, I just love how you always carry yourself. How he's always stay professional. He always represent his family in a great way. I know this summer it didn't go as planned. Like some things happened that you never thought would happen at this stage of his life. But shout out to him for just being a professional and bringing home the gold. Not only did he bring home a championship, he brought home a gold medal. So people from the St. Louis area, East St. Louis area, man, is super, super proud of him. Everything he's accomplished, what he's doing. Shout out to him getting the biggest contract in NBA history. And we just proud of him. And shout out to the WNBA season to continue on to have a dope season. Get these women back and get them, safe back home. And let's get it, man. Because I'm looking for another crazy WNBA season that's gonna be fire, and hopefully everybody in the world is gonna continue to watch the women play.
Yes, sir. My shout out, man. My shout out is to South Sudan as a country, as a
Mm,
basketball team, and specifically Luau Dang, man.
yes,
Luau
sir.
Dang and Royal Ivy, man. Right, Royal Ivy coaching, doing this thing, and getting them guys to be able to compete and coaching them up like that. To all those individual players, but specifically for me, man, Luau Dang, I did not know, I was not aware that they didn't have any indoor courts in the whole country of South
Yeah, I didn't know
Sudan, and
that
that
either.
Luau Dang has been coming out of his pocket paying for all type of stuff for this team to even be possible, like lodging, hotels, places to stay, going and getting gyms, and just coming out of, like, for you to come out of pocket to do all of these things. That's a big deal, bro. Like that man
Definitely
is
is.
going into his own resources, and that needs to be spotlighted, shouted, and you know what I'm saying, and big up everywhere, because you going into your own personal finances and your own taken from your family so that you could do something special that's never been done for your country, man. That needs to be highlighted and presented to everybody. Because I mean, Luau, anybody that knows him know he's always been a super super solid dude. Dude, it's a great guy trying to help people, and like to see somebody do something like that for his own country and never said nothing. If I don't know who put it out there, but if they didn't put it out there, we may have never known. But man, super,
Yeah,
super, super shout out and salute to South Sudan and Luau Dang for going out there and making this whole thing possible for these guys to be presented before the world, to be performing in the Olympics. They qualified, they
yes,
sold
sir.
out for them, and they got the job done, man. So and then on the at the opening ceremonies, boy, they had them fits on. They put that shit
Them
on,
boys
didn't
was
they, Black?
clean, wasn't it? They
Them
was
boys was out
clean,
there in the
boy.
iconic moment, man. So man,
They
just
was
just
clean.
super, super shout out and salute to Luau for putting on for your country, man, and putting your country in front of the world and helping make that possible, man. That's one of the biggest things ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't your hood, this ain't your hometown, this is your country, bro. And he did that in a way I ain't never heard of before. So super salute to
Straight
Luau
up.
Dang in the South Sudan country, man, for doing what they did. They put us on notice that they out here.
Yeah. One more. Let's give a big shout out to all the U.S. athletes for the Olympics, man. We came home with
We
more
led the medal
medals
count.
than anybody. I think we tied with China maybe for 40
Gold.
gold, or we might have been one above. But I think we ended with like 126, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to check that stat next time. But shout out to them, man. Shout out for the support they did with each other, man. We seen different athletes from different sports going to support other athletes at their
Yes, sir.
sports. Shout out to Snoop Dogg going down there representing, going down there.
Hey,
Shout out to Flavor Flav, man, with the
I want
water
Snoop's
polo
job.
team,
Hell.
man. And shout out to them, man. Just overall, all the athletes that went down. And I guess I'll give a shout out to Noah Lyles. But shout out to everybody else that's down there
Damn.
and represented for the USA.
All right, man. We back to the WNBA season. About to be back to the NBA season soon. We getting back to the regularly scheduled program.
Yes,
Knuckleheads
sir.
gonna be tapping in. Y'all tune in with us. Knuckleheads out.